Hi, welcome to another episode of Futher Mind. Since 2023, the fast food chain Taco Bell introduced artificial intelligence at over 500 locations across the United States. The goal was simple: reduce mistakes and speed up orders. However, AI sometimes delivered the exact opposite. One frustrated customer at Taco Bell said, "And what will you drink with that?" "Oh my," the customer replied, "I want a largemouth soup, and your drink." McDonald's also experimented with AI in their drive-thrus but eventually scrapped it because it proved too unreliable. One customer had bacon mistakenly added to their ice cream, while another ended up with hundreds of dollars worth of chicken nuggets added in error. Taco Bell's chief technology officer, Deanie Matthews, told the Wall Street Journal regarding the deployment of their voice AI system, "Sometimes it lets me down, but sometimes it really surprises me." That statement perfectly captures the state of consumer generative AI today. Most of the time it works, but a small percentage of the time it fails in unexpected ways. But where does this all lead? A recent MIT report surveyed 150 business leaders and 350 employees, and found that only 5% of integrated AI pilots generated millions in value, while the vast majority showed no measurable profit or loss impact. In other words, AI implementation fails in 95% of cases. Following these findings, NVIDIA, whose chips power much of the AI boom and is a $4 trillion company, saw shares drop 5%, and Palantir fell by 9%. While these numbers sound concerning, the headline doesn't tell the full story. Delving deeper, it's clear AI isn't failing everywhere. A few episodes ago, we discussed the current crisis in new graduate employment, much of it due to AI. Entry-level positions, especially in creative fields, are indeed affected. Current AI systems still make significant errors, but are expected to improve over time. What happens if generative consumer AI continues underperforming in businesses for years? This episode explores how AI behaves when positioned to replace human jobs. Consumer generative AI has the potential to revolutionize global productivity eventually, but for now, it may exist in a bubble. AI does have legitimate use cases and works effectively in non-critical areas that don't require 100% precision. Examples include robots, live translation, and prototype website builders like Lovable. Yet, the major problem with generative AI is structural. Modern AI is based on a 2017 Google paper that introduced transformer neural networks, which allowed AI to assess the relevance of each word to every other word in a sequence. This innovation changed the world, but it also has a fundamental flaw. By predicting the next word, the system can fabricate information. It doesn't truly know what it is saying, a phenomenon known as hallucinations with real-world consequences. Imagine a business replacing staff with AI to write patient documents, fill in information, summarize meetings, or handle basic scheduling. Over time, the AI makes up roughly 10% of everything it delivers. The real problem is that businesses cannot easily identify what is fabricated and what is accurate. So human staff must check everything manually, creating more work and wasted time. Reddit users shared experiences illustrating this. One stated, "Our company purchased AI scheduling software months ago to free up the accounts team, but now the team spends extra hours correcting errors. The production team also has to double and triple check everything. Ultimately, we reverted to basic scheduling software." Similar issues occur in clinical settings where data accuracy is critical. AI struggles with demographic information, task assignments, and even simple labeling, sometimes mistaking doctors for patients or losing track of document sources. In meetings, AI note-taking may fabricate 5-20% of the content, even when fed transcripts. These failures make sense given that large language models predict words statistically and cannot indicate when they lack knowledge. Reports suggest 55% of companies regret replacing staff with AI. Clear, for instance, froze hiring and replaced humans with AI, reducing headcount from 3,800 to by 2024. Customers, however, still demanded human interaction, and while AI claimed to perform the work of 800 employees, service quality and satisfaction declined. Fortune notes, cutting people in the name of AI is short-sighted and fundamentally bad business. AI can streamline processes, but cannot independently create the next generation of products and services. Not all AI stories are failures, however. MIT reports that some large companies and young startups, often led by 19 or 20-year-olds, are excelling by focusing on a specific pain point and partnering effectively with other companies. Some have grown revenues from $0 to $20 million in a single year. How companies implement AI is crucial. Purchasing specialized tools and building partnerships succeed 67% of the time, whereas internal builds succeed only a third as often. AI is still in its early days. A new groundbreaking paper or neural network architecture could change everything. Meanwhile, the field is uncomfortable and unpredictable. The internet and steam engines once sparked revolutions. AI is now reshaping industries and Wall Street. Comparisons to the dot-com bubble in the mid-1990s are relevant. Massive valuations often preceded crashes when companies lacked solid profit plans. GPT-5's release disappointed many users, and Meta is downsizing its AI division. NVIDIA's H100 GPU cost $40,000 each. Google uses 26,000 for AlphaFold and Gemini, while Meta possesses 600,000, though it's open source. Llama LLM isn't yet driving groundbreaking science. AI has caused a 4% increase in U.S. electricity usage, with Morgan Stanley projecting $3 trillion investment in data centers over 3 years, much of it debt-financed. The belief is that AI can cut costs by 40%, potentially adding $16 trillion to the S&P, but MIT findings suggest this may be overly optimistic. If AI doesn't improve soon, executives will grow frustrated with hallucinations, useless solutions, bad code, and poor ROI. AI proponents may admit LLM won't achieve artificial general intelligence. The public may tire of flawed systems, venture capital could dry up, and LLM may become too expensive to sustain. Eventually, after a long winter, new AI implementations may fulfill early hype. Like the dot-com era, only a few companies will thrive, while others will fail. The Gartner hype cycle illustrates this process. Technology trigger, peak of inflated expectations, trough of disillusionment, slope of enlightenment, and plateau of productivity. Leaders should focus on resolving hallucinations, either with new architectures or manual correction, potentially ushering in a new AI boom. The future of AI is uncertain, but one thing is clear: nobody knows what comes next.